Hi, we're here with another studio spotlight. Today we're talking with Nick Nickerson. I'm so delighted to be talking with you, Nick. I've known you for quite a while, but talking about your work in this way is going to be very fun. But first I'd like to hear a little bit about your past and how you originally got into this work. What was it? I know you had a big life experience that actually somewhat was the catalyst for starting this.
I did. Had a little bout with cancer. Stage 4, they gave me 6 months. The doctor said, you better get your affairs in order. And I said, oh.
And how long ago was that?
That was 10 years ago.
Okay.
So I've been one of the fortunate ones.
Yes.
We started out, at the time I was base scalloping. And we started making, had some beautiful shells. And it kind of had a little different outlook on them. So we made a wreath for their grandmother, my 2 granddaughters, Callie and Jenna, and I made a wreath for their grandmother for Christmas. Everyone really said, oh, that's beautiful, and you should sell those things. I kind of laughed, and I just made a few more, took them up to a friend of mine who owns the Harvest of Barnstable, and she says, oh my God, Nick, I'd love to have them in my store. So I said, okay. So I did, and she was selling them, and I said, oh my God, what are we getting into here? And one lady came in and asked, could you put a mirror behind it? And I said, well, we'll try it. So we did, and she says, oh, it's beautiful. So then that whole mirror thing took off. And that's how Chatham Coastal Creations was born.
One thing led to another.
One thing led to another.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
well, that's what happens with the creative mind.
Oh, I don't know how creative, but anyway. So it's turned into something kind of fun, meeting a lot of nice people.
Definitely.
And it's different.
Yes.
Different. We're using something that we've thrown away for hundreds of years. We just shuck the shell usually and throw it overboard, or the base scallop thing, we take them to the dump. But so now we're utilizing something we've thrown away, and it's natural, local. This whole thing has turned into something that, I don't know, by accident, pretty good.
It is definitely part of the Cape. The whole look of it and the whole feel of it and the origin of it, and you are part of the Cape as well, so it seems to fit perfectly.
Been here a while.
Yeah.
Kind of seen in the fishing industry, which I was involved with. I've seen and done a lot.
Yeah.
And very, very rewarding. You know, when the doctor gave me that diagnosis, I just said, well, I had a good life, and you know, no regrets.
And so, here you are, recycling shells.
Yeah,
in
recycling
this very,
shells.
very special way.
Yeah.
So I understand that one of the sparks for your beginning with the cutting out of the shells had to do with your son-in-law. Is that right?
Jim Beebe, yes.
Okay.
He makes really nice hardwood breadboards and cuts out silhouettes out of them, mostly the Cape Cod. So one Sunday I said, Jim, I says, could you cut out of one of these sea scallop shells that Cape Cod that you do? So he says, let's try it. So I brought some shells over, we did it. I'm watching the clock while he's doing it. It took him 25 minutes and he broke one blade, but it came out beautiful. I said, the detail and everything's crazy, but you're not going to make any money
it's
at that.
Not sustainable,
No.
Yeah.
So that night I laid in bed and I said, geez, if I could find somebody with a water laser jet, I wonder if that would work.
Where did you get the idea of a water laser jet? How did you?
Laying in bed, that's why I say this whole thing just kind of fell into place.
Yeah,
and I found 5 places in Massachusetts. 3 of them didn't want to talk to me because it was a shell. Figured that it would just bust right away. One guy in New Bedford did, and I took him over some shells. We created the program and did the whole thing, and what cuts it is called an orifice, and 50,000 PSI comes out of this little pinhole.
Wow.
And that's why you get such detail.
It is so beautifully detailed. You get such wonderful images.
There's 4 sizes to the orifice. His was the largest one. And consequently, he called me and says, I got it done, but I don't know if you're going to like it. So I went over, the detail wasn't anywhere near what Jim did with the scroll saw. So the last place I found, guy just got the machine, Dick Hersey over at Hersey Clutch Company in Orleans. And geez, he took a liking to this whole idea. his office was the detail one, as you can see with the shells. And it's we've developed a mutual relationship there that's working. And this all happened 2 years ago. We started out with
Amazing.
nine designs the first year. Second year we had 27. And this year, the third year, and we got 46 different designs now.
Yes,
And
it's
we
quite varied.
Yep.
How often do the shells break when you're doing the actual
We do them in,
laser
last
cutting,
year
or
we
does
did them
it-
in 50 increments. This year, because we have so many, we're doing them in 25 increments.
Yeah.
And I'll give him 26 shells and I'll get 25 back.
Wow.
It's unbelievable. I spend a lot of time picking out the shells, cleaning them, getting good ones for them, because there are a lot of wormholes in the back and just natural things that
Right.
don't make it work.
And
you
I
know?
understand
So-
it's more of a family project too. It's not just your
Yeah,
son-in-law
trying
who
to get
inspired
the
you,
kids
but you have
involved. The grandkids, it's a different generation with the grandkids. But I have both my daughters, Christina and Laura, come in here and do the packaging, which has worked out terrific. There's so much dust involved, and I was doing the whole thing in my barn at home, and this opened up. So I say the whole thing just fell into place.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. So do
it's-
they help you find the shells too?
No, I do that. I'm not fishing anymore now myself, so I get all these are sea scallop shell, and I
Yes.
get them from Mark and Cam Smith.
I see.
They fish out of Saquatucket
Oh,
right
yeah?
here in Harwich, so it's a
It's a
local
native,
local
native
product.
shell.
And I've fished and I've known them all my life too, and they wouldn't take any money for them. So I know what it's like on the boat and stuff. So my daughter's a real good baker, so she bakes all kinds of things, and that's how I pay them for the
a form
shells
of
when they
barter,
bring them in. It's a barter system for sure. So
Great. Well, there are so many beautiful, beautiful images, different kinds, and there are
Yeah.
new ones every time I look.
yeah, we had we had the 9 at first, and then we sold them to Agway, and they wanted to know if we could do some animals. So I said, "Oh my God, here we go!" And so we did 2 or 3 dogs. 2 or 3's led into 5 different animals now, and then same thing with the birds. I had a Birds Unlimited guy wanting me to do some birds, so we're doing birds now, and then we get the natural things. And what I got a laugh out of, we did a show, New England Made show in Portland, Maine. I wanted to see how reaching something like this would be.
Yeah.
And I behooed the first year because we were doing the nautical theme. And I behooed doing a starfish because everybody's got a starfish in their window or somewhere.
I see.
My God, that was the biggest seller. So this year we're
seller.
doing starfish, and they're selling very well. Anyway,
I bet they
so,
are. Yeah. Everyone I know who's seen them is just absolutely enchanted. Yeah.
It's different.
It is.
It's a local product. I got into. I've never done any retail as such, like anything like this, gifty things.
Yeah.
And people like it because the packaging's nice. Then they wanted me to do a little bio, which tells the story a little bit about Chatham Coastal Creations, and so the whole thing has just come together, and it's an easy sell for me when I go in because people hadn't seen them. And
well, what a wonderful
So,
experience for you, and also for your family, and it's a great addition to Harwich, actually, to have this coming right out of here.
Yeah, it worked out well for me here.
Terrific.
Glad they're getting some use out of the old school. Used to play basketball in the old gym here and the whole thing. So
Yeah. Right. Well, it's coming full circle for you.
for sure.
So this is terrific. Thank you
sure.
so much for talking to us today.
Very
Thanks.
good.
It was Nick Nickerson. This is Dinah Lane for Channel 18. Thank you.